Let's take a look at the compensation and facilities decisions. One thing you want to be able to do is make enough cameras or drones to meet your demand, especially if you're playing with marketing and you're increasing demand. You want to be able to meet that, and then you have to worry about you're always worried about costs. So what's the costs of producing your items? And your capacity depends on how many workstations you have. So you can add additional workstations, but that does require a maintenance cost. So if you don't actually use them, that's going to be a problem. You might want to do some planning there and make sure that you're going to have demand to keep those workstations used. If you don't have enough workstations, though, you're going to lose some sales because you're going to have stockouts. And in addition, there is an additional cost for adding workstations, a one-time cost that you're going to have to pay for somehow. So you have to figure that out. Overtime is going to be used if you don't have enough workstations for regular time. That could be okay if you don't want to increase the number of workstations, but you don't want to do that long term because overtime obviously is more of a cost. Then you have investing in compensation and training. You want to experiment in different combinations to get the maximum productivity at the lowest level. Training has diminishing returns, and that will increase productivity, but as you throw more and more money at that, it's going to give you less return. One of the things you want to do is manage the reliability of the product. In other words, whether something's wrong with the product and a user or customer returns it or gets disappointed and badmouths the product. So what can happen there is you can incur increased costs, and you can also, that might also lead to lower PQ. Your reputation will be lower. You want to manage your costs of warranty claims, in other words, return products due to poor reliability, by improving training. And you can also invest in R&D over time. So not just 1 year, but year after year. If you invest in R&D, you're going to get better quality products out of your workers. In addition, if you want, you can reduce the number of models. The problem with that is if you reduce the number of models to improve reliability, you're going to take a hit on marketing. You're going to lose some market share there unless you invest in some other aspects of marketing. Now, one thing you can do is take a look at the cost of claims on the marketing screen and then see how much an increase or a decrease in quality occurs when the number of models. Okay, let's see what the impact is of increasing the number of AC camera models from 2 to 7. One thing we have to note is how much right now the warranty costs are on the AC camera marketing screen. So right now the expected claim rate is 10.9% and repair costs are $1,870. The projected 17.4% at this point. So if we go back to product design, we're going to change number of models to 7. We'll notice that the performance went and quality rating went way down. That's because the reliability. Go to the marketing area, we can see that we have an increased market share predicted, as well as a warranty of 12.2% and 2,035 for the expected claim rate and the repair cost. So that's the impact of increasing the numbers of camera models. So we got additional market share, but then we have additional costs here. A long time strategic decision that you have to make. In other words, you make it probably earlier in the game so you can realize the benefits later on, is to invest in robotics. The risk of that is there are high initial costs, and you have to decide where the money is going to come from, and then you have to manage your financial game there. And in addition, each additional workstation you get in the future is going to cost more. The opportunity there is going to be reduced labor costs. So you go from 4 teams to 3 teams. Going to be a 25% reduction in labor costs. Now, how would you make that decision? If you simply change your decision to upgrade, you'll see that the numbers change. So when you click, notice the numbers, the beginning numbers there, $34.57 per unit. And then it goes to $26.61 per unit if you do the upgrade. Another thing you have to consider is product design, and that could be number of models and the components. The combination of components, you want to experiment with them and see what the best bang for the buck is. So the higher the quality components, the more you are going to be able to offer a quality, performance and quality rating will increase. On the other hand, the cost of the unit is also going to increase. So you'll have to take a look at that and manage that. So you want to experiment with different combinations to see if you can actually get the highest PQ at the lowest cost. And that's just a trial and error and playing around a little bit with it. The number of models, like we said before, has a heavy impact on market share. So it's going to increase your marketing. You know, the more models you have to offer, each customer is going to find exactly what they need in your lineup, and so you're going to sell more of those. On the other hand, if you increase the number of models, you're going to increase warranty claims because the reliability is going to go down. The workers will make mistakes, and the reliability is going to go down, and you have to consider those costs. Because there's lots of different models and it's more complicated, the productivity of the workers will go down. The workers will produce less items, and you may have to increase workstations or pay workers more to manage that. And you want to go and look at the production costs. So productivity and then the cost of production, as well as the cost of warranty claims, have to be balanced against how much you make from additional market share. The design screen also has a very important strategic decision, a long-term decision. If you invest in R&D 1 year, it doesn't make much difference, but if you continually invest in R&D, you're going to lower your cost of components, so you can increase the quality of your product and increase the PQ with a less of a hit to your costs. And so obviously your profit margins will be better. You will increase the reliability of your products so that you can incur less warranty costs, less returns. You're going to have an increased PQ because your reputation of your product is going to be helped because of the reliability. And then you're going to improve productivity. So the same number of workers can produce more items than they could before. And what you can do is actually compare what you're doing with everyone else to gauge your R&D expenditures by looking at the Camera and Drone Journal Action Camera Benchmarks table. And you can see that your R&D expenditures for a particular year for you compared to the industry low, average, and highs out there, as well as the cumulative expenditures are there for you.